97.3 Citi FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News. Coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. I am Sami Wiafe, and tonight I'm here with
Melody Fafak Botife.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Today, Mr. Speaker, I can say to you with confidence, Ghana is back. Ghana is working again. The nation is on the runway, in takeoff mode, and you are all advised to fasten your seat belts.
President John Dramani Mahama described state of Ghanaian nation as strong, resilient, and working again. But the minority thinks otherwise.
Are we going to eat inflation? What is inflation on paper when it has no effect in the pocket of the ordinary Ghanaian?
Also coming up on Eyewitness News.
What makes this loss even harder to bear is the painful reality that the very system meant to preserve life failed you. Among your siblings are 2 medical doctors.
29-year-old Charles Kwabna Techi Emisa, who was rejected by 3 separate public hospitals in a hit-and-run accident, laid to rest. And later, with just 3 days to the Ayawaso East constituency by-election, we gauge the mood in the constituency and the campaign between the New Patriotic Party and the NDC. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Also coming up in business.
Stanbic Bank leads $205 million financing for engineers and planners.
Eyewitness News is live on our affiliates across the country, around the globe. We are on citinewsroom.com. And talking about affiliates.
In the Western region, we are Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrade. In the Bono region, we are Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyai. In the Ashanti region, you can tune into Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Eastern region, we are Right 90.1 FM in Somanya. In the Volta region, you can tune into Holy 98.5 FM in Aplawa. And in the Northern region, we are Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. And in the Upper East region, you can tune into Word 88.3 FM in Zwarungu, Mike 105.3 FM in Avrongo, Boga 102.7 FM in Bogatanga, and in the Upper West region, we are Bugli Radio 88.6 FM and Pipili 92.7 FM, both in Wa.
You can join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages. The number to send it to 0539 986 996, 0539 986 996. Let's settle for our stories because today President John Dramani Mahama was in Parliament House in fulfillment of constitutional rights. He was there to give the State of the Nation address. Fafa, what's the president saying?
So he started with agriculture, particularly cocoa, and he described the decision to reduce the producer price of cocoa as a difficult but necessary step to stabilize the cocoa sector. The government recently announced a downward review of the cocoa producer price from 3,625 Ghana cedis to 2,587 Ghana cedi per bag for the remainder of the 2025-2026 crop season. President Mahama said the move is intended to prevent a recurrence of the crisis in the cocoa sector.
We have had to take the painful but necessary decision to revise the producer price of cocoa to achieve competitive pricing and resolve the acute liquidity challenges in the sector. Mr. Speaker, failure to do this as others did and left a debt of 32 billion for this government to pay. Failure to do this would have meant borrowing billions in borrowed funds. Mr. Speaker, this unplanned expenditure would have taken us right back to the very devastating economic problem we have only recently begun to escape. So, Mr. Speaker, while fully understanding the concerns and protests of our farmers, I can firmly assure them that the reforms announced by government will see a total transformation of the cocoa sector. And it will guarantee them a fair and transparent price that enables them to meet the cost of producing the commodity and making decent margins. Mr. Speaker, the difference between economic hardship and avoiding the same is the exercise of sound economic judgment. And I'm determined to take decisions that ensure our collective well-being and avoid the suffering of all our citizens. These are difficult decisions to take, but Mr. Speaker, I had to take them.
While aside the cocoa sector, President John Dramani Mahama also announced that the Tema Oil Refinery has resumed processing crude oil into petroleum product. The resumption follows the successful completion of extension turnaround maintenance works on the refinery's crude distillation unit.
I'm also pleased to announce to you that Tema Oil Refinery is back. The new management of the refinery has successfully completed extensive turnaround maintenance. I'm pleased to inform this August House that for the first time since 2018, the refinery has commenced processing of crude oil into petroleum products again. So, Mr. Speaker, let me assure our countrymen and women that the energy sector reforms continue unabated. I remain fully committed to turning around the sector, strengthening its foundations, and ensuring reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy security for our nation.
President Mahama also noted that government has renegotiated existing agreements with power producers to address the rising cost of electricity. He said the revised agreements would be presented to the House for the necessary action.
To address the high cost of power, the government has successfully renegotiated existing power purchase agreements. Engagements with the 9 independent power producers have resulted in a 250 million immediate savings and 1.1 billion of legacy debt restructured for payments between the period 2026 and 2028. These revised agreements will be submitted to Cabinet, and I'm pleased to inform you, Mr. Speaker, will be brought here to Parliament for ratification.
He further indicated that a memorandum of understanding has been signed between the government and the Jubilee and 10 field partners to enhance energy security.
We've signed a memorandum of understanding with the Jubilee and 10 field partners to commit another $2 billion to additional investment in the Jubilee field. This will include drilling up to 20 new wells, the first wells being drilled in more than 9 years. Mr. Speaker, there's a second memorandum of intent with the OCTP partners, that's ENI and Vitol, to commit 1.5 billion of additional investment in the OCTP field, in the Cape 3 Points Block 4 contract area, among others. This agreement will significantly increase Ghana's oil and gas production, thereby enhancing energy security, domestic demand, and infrastructure development.
President Mahama added that all outstanding debt owed to ENI and Vitol for gas supply have been settled as well.
Between January and December 2025, through carefully coordinated policy actions, the government settled all outstanding gas invoices that were owed to ENI and Vitol, amounting to approximately $500 million. And so Ghana is now fully up to date with its gas consumption obligations to the Sankofa partners. And I'm pleased to announce that the 2026 budget has made adequate provision to ensure timely payments for all liquid natural gas that we consume going forward. To ensure equity and fairness, the government has also held constructive engagements with Tullow Oil and the Jubilee Field partners, and we've reached a comprehensive roadmap to guarantee full payments for all gas that is consumed.
You heard President John Dramani Mahama.
Let's get some reaction from what the president said today at the State of the Nation in Parliament. Speak to Sami Oku. He's a member of Parliament for the Ekuapem North constituency. Mr. Oku, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. In the president's speech, he says that the Ghanaian economy has grown significantly. In 2025, the president says Ghana's GDP is expected to reach $113 billion, up from $83 billion at the end of the year 2024, which was the year that your administration ended. Clearly, from what the president is saying, Ghana is on the right path. Hello, Mr. Uku. Hello. I'm afraid Sami Uku is unable to hear. We'll try and establish contact again to Sami Uku. He's a member of Parliament for the Ekuapem North constituency in the Eastern region. Try and get some reaction from him. He's a member of the minority. They raised a number of issues on the floor of Parliament after the address by President John Dramani Mahama earlier today when he delivered the State of the Nation address. The minority believes that the things that the president said or the number of issues the president raised in his statement is direct opposite to the reality on the ground. When the president or they raise issues about inflation, the minority thinks that. Let's go back to the phone line and speak to Samir Oku. This time around, he can hear me. Mr. Oku, can you hear me? Good evening.
Good evening, Sammy, and good evening to your cherished listeners. I don't know if the line is clear now.
It's better. I can hear you loud and clear. The president believes that Ghana's economy will grow significantly in the year 2025, close to $113 billion from the $83 billion that your administration left behind. Significantly good, if you ask me.
Well, let me start from the realities on the ground. First of all, last year, His Excellency the President assured Ghanaians of bold reforms and ambitious programs that his government had considered. 1 year on, the evidence shows that out of the 112 commitments, only 43 have been delivered by the NDC government led by President Mahama, and that constitutes 38%. 41 of these commitments remain in progress, that's 37%. And then 28 have not been started at all. Let me not even bore you with some of these percentages. Issue of even our public debt. Maybe Mr. President might be reminded that the public debt that he took over in dollar terms was around $48.3 billion. Now it is $57 billion. That's the reality of our public debt. Again, it is also strange that Mr. President thinks that our economy now is resilient and then ready for takeoff, so we should tighten our seatbelt. I get a sense that whereas many Ghanaians, yes, we are tightening our seatbelt when it comes to the utility tariff hikes, where now Mr. President has ensured since his last State of the Nation's address, the Ghanaian people have been burdened with over 30% just on electricity tariff hikes. So yes, we are tightening our belt, whereas the executives continue to use elastic as something around their waist. So whilst we are tightening and being choked to death, people are using elastic to expand at the expense of the taxpayer. Again, let me also go to the area of aquaculture and fisheries. Mr. President promised last year in his State of the Nation's address that there were plans to also establish modern fish landing sites and harbors in addition to what the Kufuor government left. I am sorry to also inform you that Mr. President today in the State of the Nation's address could not even lay hands on one fish landing site that they have built or constructed. So what we still have is the 12 led by Kufuor and 2 harbors. Again, Mr. President today, I think respectfully, was economical with the truth and trying to sweep it under the carpet and making it look like normal that cocoa farmers had to take that pay cut for him to avoid borrowing. Mr. President, unfortunately, an agreement is an agreement. In this, the cocoa farmers are being asked to swallow a bitter pill when they did not cause the mess. Mr. President, Cocoa Board had an opportunity to at least do forward sales, but they refused to do that. The negligence of management and the miscalculation of the government cannot take food off the table of these poor farmers. It's not just the delays in payments, Mr. President. What you are asking these farmers to do is to continue to starve, whereas the executives continue to enjoy fat on their sweat and produce. Again, what we are also asking these cocoa farmers to do is to endure their inability to pay their kids' school fees. The situation is different from that of the NDC government. I was also surprised to hear Mr. President say that they have created 1 million jobs in the system, whereas NDC food soldiers are crying every day on social media, on their WhatsApp platforms, and doing phone text messages and callings. And you clearly could see that if these 1 million jobs were present, we would have lost 6 young Ghanaians who, out of frustration and desperation, had to queue at 1 a.m. just to be able to be enlisted into the security agencies. I'm not too sure who is giving Mr. President these figures as well. But Mr. President, on the issue of even youth employment, your flagship Ejumaria program that you launched with fanfare, but the actual disbursement to even businesses has not been confirmed. Today, Mr. President said that they have started disbursing to these businesses. Interestingly, the National Apprenticeship Program that enrolled 10,000 youth, yet stipends for their master craftsmen and apprentices remain unpaid. Majority of them. If the same government is telling me that even 10,000 is struggling to pay the stipends for the master craftsmen and apprentices, and this government is telling me that this year I'm going to take 100,000 of young people, it's like you're trying to play on our minds. Felix Kwachofus, who speaks for Mr. President, says that they were going to construct 600 CHIPS compounds, health facilities, 600. Today, when you ask him, he tells you it wasn't his policy, it was government policy. But he's part of government and speaks for government. Today, in excess of 100,000 young Ghanaians, by the stroke of a pen, lost their jobs by the appointment being terminated by the Chief of Staff under the instruction of Mr. President. So, President cannot be detached from these realities. So, the state of the nation today is one of misery. The state of the nation today is one that the young Ghanaian continue to hope for an absolution that never seen coming. The state of the Ghanaian people today is a situation where young and middle class people, households and consumers are struggling to even pay for these high utility tariffs, electricity.
But Sammy, on the
just a 30-second thing. The president cannot have a 24-hour economy when people cannot pay for electricity. How are you going to have it? And still the electricity is unreliable as we even speak. So we are going to debate this SONA next week. There's a lot of meeting there for us to nibble on and chew. And the minority today, the minority leader also reminded Mr. President that not to forget the hardship per each liter of fuel that you purchased since last year. The president of John Dramani Mahama benefits 1 cedi per liter. Per liter. These are the realities, and that is the state of the nation today.
Let's go back to the cocoa issue. Now we know that neighboring Ivory Coast has also embarked on a similar, exercise that government embarked on by reducing the prices. So now it's not unique to Ghana. It looks as if it's cutting across. And so why would you still want to hold on to such?
This government has told fidelity to that principle that international factors should not restrict our ability to dream higher. This government is one government that has shied away from the fact that what is due the Ghanaian people must be given to them. I don't know the situation in Ivory Coast you are telling me. Number two, the reasons given by the Ivorian government has nothing to do with their government's inability to do forward sales. So we need to get that narrative right. And we shouldn't be confused at all by the NDC's propaganda machinery.
So I'm still on the line. Let me go on to and speak to Ataisa. He's a member of parliament for the Saranu constituency and a member of the finance committee of parliament. Isa, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Isa, can you hear me? I'm afraid Ataisa is not on the telephone. Let me go back to Samioku. But Sami, in general, from all that you said, at least we've seen some significant steps taken by government to, first of all, bring down inflation, which members of the minority have raised issues with. We've seen stability of the local currency, which is the Citi against the dollar. And so a lot of people will say that comparing these things compared to a minute. Comparing this, the current happenings and what used to prevail under your administration, you should give this administration some credit.
So on the stability thing that you spoke about and the inflation matters that you raised, I really want to get your line of questioning so I can also help you out. If you take 2024, if I can also help you out there. Hello?
I can hear you, Sammy.
Okay. A tin of milk, let me even use just Carnation milk. I'm not advertising for any company. Increased from 2 cedis in 2024 by close 2024 to 205 cedis. That's 2.5%. Under a government where you are telling me inflation is low, and under a government where you are telling me there's price stability. Again, if you take a bag of maize, if you take a bag of rice, let me also be clear to you as well that you haven't relatively seen a reduction. Again, let me take even internal flights today. these airlines, with the greatest of respect, they cannot just sit down and they want to just burden the Ghanaian people, so they will just increase. The lower end fare rose from 975 cedis. Let me just take from Accra to Kumasi to 1,246 cedis, marking an increase of 27.8%. So what is the government talking about? What are we talking about today? When you go to purchase household consumables, the Ghanaian people are struggling, and the reality is that people should not underestimate the hunger in the system. Look at the issue of rent affecting the middle class. If you take a ball of kinky today, it ranges from 5 to 7 cedis, but the size of it has decreased, even though the price range remains the same. So we definitely have a situation at hand, and I strongly believe that this is something that the government must sit down and ask itself what is going on. As at December 2025, coconut oil 1 liter was 40 cedis. Today, as we speak, February 2026, a 1 liter of coconut oil is 90 cedis.
Okay.
Let me give you bread. A loaf of bread, in fact, in many of these outlets, as of December 2025, was 10 cedis. Today, it's 35 cedis. So, I don't know where you shop, but the Ghanaian people will be very interested to see where you shop. Maybe we can get a reduction in some of these items. So the reality is that what the government is quoting, the miracles they are performing in their heads, there's a complete disconnect between what people are enduring, going through, and how household income has completely eroded.
Okay.
With what the government is trumpeting.
Okay, Sami, just hold on for me. Let me go to your other colleague on the other line, member of parliament for the Sarandugu constituency, member of the finance committee, Atta Issa. Atta, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Your friend and colleague in the minority side believes that all these achievements on paper does not reflect the reality on the ground, and so there's a president and the administration should come again.
All right, so let me say good evening to you and to your listeners and to my colleague. I think that for listening to Honorable Sami Oku just tells me that it is only in the media that this can be spoken to. You don't speak without substantiating it to anything. In economics or in finance, everything that you present must be anchored or backed by something. In any case, doing these type of elementary comparisons, saying that a tin of milk was this in 2024. That's not how they do an analysis. Nobody said Ghana is experiencing deflation. If you understand basic principles of inflation, I don't think this is the type of argument that we should be seeing. If they said an inflation rate is 3.8%, it does not mean that prices of goods and services will fall below that of 2024. That is not the meaning. And I think that as members of parliament, we should be a source of information and not disinformation. Now, coming to the point of the 2026 SONA, it is regrettable to say that having listened to the president for 2 good hours, this is the type of response that we are getting from the minority. And I will demonstrate the emptiness in the arguments that my colleague is making. The 2026 SONA presents a bold narrative of economic stabilization and growth acceleration. The idea behind the economy of 2025 was one, it was supposed to lead in debt reduction. Did we achieve that or not? Inflation control, did we achieve that or not? And it is stated in the 2025 budget, and I don't know why we are struggling. The third one was economic resilience or external sector resilience. Did we achieve that or not? Revive the investor confidence. Did we achieve that or not? And critical sources, not necessarily government of Ghana, particularly the IMF and the World Bank assessment, validate all what the president said on the direction of improvement, while underscoring continuous structural reforms that we need to do and prudent fiscal consolidation, which is crucial for our long-term sustainability. So if it was just President Mahama saying, then we could have taken it with a pinch of salt because of our political nature. But this is validated by the IMF and the World Bank. Overall, Ghana's macroeconomic performance and recovery in 2025, as portrayed by IMF and World Bank itself, is consistent with what President Mahama has said. Now, I would dare say that President Mahama has departed from the usual State of the Nation address that we are used to, because this message that he delivered to Parliament was provided in response to a comprehensive report on the scorecard of the NDC in 2025. The party was voted in for 4-year mandate, and he took his time to outline a dramatic recovery from the deep macroeconomic difficulties we inherited in 2024. The key pillars, let me say, was recovery from the fiscal and debt issues. You cannot borrow as president in 8 years. You borrowed more than 13 other presidents in the history of this country combined. From Nkrumah to that of JDM1, the total public debt of this country was 122 billion as validated by the Auditor General. You move it from 122 billion Ghana cedis to 726.8 billion Ghana cedis. 6 times combined the 13 effect of all presidents. Yet, after this ballooning public debt of 726 billion, you restructured an external debt component of 3.4 billion United States dollars and domestic debt of 200 billion Ghana cedis. Combined effect would have meant that Ghana's public debt would have been hovering close to 1 trillion Ghana cedis. This is the type of people that we are talking about. All of a sudden, you have become so intelligent and so good that you offer superior suggestions to the NDC. You left this country with a multi-poverty dimension. 2.3 million Ghanaians could not afford 1 square meal in 2024. Incidents of poverty, 4 out of every 10 Ghanaians were poor. Fuel purchases, my brother is talking about that every fuel you purchase, President Mahama takes 1 Ghana cedi. At least, a fuel is sold for 10 point something Ghana cedi. It's better than 17 Ghana cedi when you were not taking one Ghana cedi on each liter you purchase. So for me, President Mahama clearly demonstrated the pre-inauguration economy, which was burdened with unsustainable public debt level. We had an inflation of 23.8% that demonstrated the dwindling fortunes of the consumables of human beings. Human savings was reduced by 23.8%. Businesses created an unpredictable business environment, and that is why industry grew by negative 2.2% in 2024. We were also experiencing sharp currency depreciation. You cannot inherit an economy with exchange rate 4 cedi to a dollar. You took it up to 17 Ghana cedis, and you have the audacity to question the rationale behind the economic policy of President Mahama. That is why you lost by 1.7%, Honorable Sami Oku. You were struggling with escalating cost of living crisis. In fact, at a certain point in our history, in 2022, inflation peaked at 54%, highest in the sub-region. And this is the type of economy that you bequeath to the NDC. And I'm not just speaking. It is anchored in the IMF peak review. Honorable Sami Oku can easily Google it online, the IMF peak review assessment of Ghana's economy. And he will know the debt and structural difficulties that the President Mahama administration received. Now, look at the debt to GDP ratio that we inherited. I thought he was trying to poo-poo the debt to GDP ratio. We had a debt to GDP ratio of 61.8%, higher than the IMF industrial threshold and African threshold. We know that the threshold for Africa in terms of debt to GDP to enhance the sustainability is between 45% to 50%. You exceeded it by 61.8%. President Mahama came and brought it down to about 45%. Inflation averaged 54%, like I indicated in other. And then the purchasing power in terms of exchange rate for imported commodity, we had imported inflation of 29% in 2024 as a result of your mismanagement of the exchange rate. External sector strains, including the current account pressures that we saw. That is referenced in the IMF again. You were importing so much, and yet little was there for export. These inherited challenges that are enumerated constrain growth, undermine investor confidence, and increase the cost of financing in Ghana. Okay, now let's come to the growth numbers. No, please. I heard a lot from my good friend. I need to deal with that part. The growth performances. We have always maintained growth is meaningless until you know the sources of growth. If you look at the data itself, as demonstrated by the IMF and World Bank, and then the 2026 budget, Ghana's growth rose from a nominal figure of 83 billion United States dollars. This is not percentages I'm mentioning. Nominal growth of 83 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 to $113 billion. You cannot tell me that an economy that has grown by 30 billion United States dollars in a year will not demonstrate the economy is heading into a right direction. These figures, if you take into consideration, indicate a sharp acceleration relative to the most independent forecast by the IMF itself. IMF projected Ghana will grow at 4% in 2025. We grew by more than 4%. So when I listen to my brothers, one conclusion that I normally draw is the fact that they haven't still woken up from the defeat that they saw in 2024. And I will say that the rapid depreciation that we are seeing in terms of debt is a combination of fiscal discipline and the structural adjustment program that government is currently.
Okay, just hold on. Sami Atta is of the belief that the minority has no moral right to talk about the Ghanaian economy, considering what you left behind.
First of all, let me just point out some few defects in Atta's argument. If Atta disputing the fact that the public debt today has seen an increase from the $48.3 billion to $57.2 billion since they took over. I'm not sure. Oh, please. I'm not sure.
Allow him to speak.
Number two, I find it interesting that Atta says that the economy is on a sound footing, doing very well. Yes, you're unable to pay nurses what is due them for the last 11 months. That's cruelty. If a father has enough food at home and can watch his kids go hungry, then that father is a good father and very pregnant in ideas. In fact, the future is very pregnant with such analysis. Again, he tells me that we have seen very, very good indications that this economy is doing very well. Isn't it strange that this economy that is doing very well is unable to pay its farmers? Isn't it strange that the president that promised, in fact, the sectors of the economy, he's a finance person, that can accelerate growth of any economy. We normally find it in the manufacturing sector, the agricultural sector. These are very key areas. And so if as a government, even the gold reserves that we left for you, you have sold 50% of it to shore up the city. And so you are telling me that it's disingenuous on my part to give you the prices that maybe you haven't paid attention to. And these are things that goes to the core of the human survival and the Guinean survival. The prices of goods. These are what people consume. People do not consume figures. They don't consume figures. If inflation can come down to 2%, if what I buy, I still buy it at a higher price or the same price, then that inflation figures you are giving me, I can tell you that they are not just suspicious, they can be figments of somebody's imagination. What you will commend the NDC for is their consistency in inconsistencies. Because whatever they promised in the State of the Nation address last year, in fact, Mr. President, as I said, 112 commitments of what we will do this, we will do that, we will do this, we will do that. Out of that, I can tell him on authority and state without any fear of equivocation that only 43 out of the 112 commitments were honored. 41 remain in progress. And 28, they haven't even started at all, but they will tell you plans are far advanced. One thing that I'll give them credit for is the Instagram kind of economy that they are running, where on paper things look good. In reality, people are struggling. So I understand this all my colleagues. And today I was happy to see them wear white, because that they are mocking the Ghanaian people at a time that many are grieving. At a time that when you buy electricity today, even though since the last time the president came to address us in 2025, the consumers of electricity are now paying 30% more on paper, but in reality it's over 100%. You have Usain Bolt kind of tariff hikes, and somebody is telling me that things are good. No problem. You see, you won 2024 the same way you lost 2016. The Ghanaian people, when they feel that, look, you are taking them for granted, they will punish you. But I like the way Issa is feeling now. He's feeling just as we felt some time back. And I hope to see him in 2029 when he calls to congratulate us. That even though you warned us and we didn't listen, we hope you guys will do better and just by the Ghanaian people. Thank you.
Mr. Ogu, thank you very much for your time. Atta, just wrap up for me.
Okay, so I think that a lot of misinformation. First of all, there is no record on the fact that 42 out of the 112 commitments that we made has been achieved. Only 42. Let me refer to Mr. Samuel when he sits down at the fourth review of the IMF. on page 9, the IMF stated that the 2025 budget, as presented to Parliament by the Minister of Finance in 2025 April, has 82% budget execution rate. So if you have several commitments in the budget and you achieve 82% of the commitments, how can you say that 42 out of 112 commitments have been achieved? So you see that those type of dishonest conversation, I don't like it. Number 2, there is no also evidence that nurses who have been employed genuinely haven't been paid for 11 months. This is a type of politics and sensationalization that they keep on hammering just in a bid to secure the views of the people in favor of the MPP, but it will not wash. Now let's look at the agri sector. He said that the agri sector, which is a major state of the Ghanaian economy, is not growing. In 2024, agriculture sector grew by 2.6%. Currently, as we speak, agriculture sector is growing by 6.1%. In fact, that is what demonstrates the food glut we are experiencing in Ghana. Because there is so much food to supply, yet the demand and supply forces in the market are not agreeing to the price, and the price have come down because of the general performance of the Ghanaian economy. Now, gold reserves. I keep on hearing them say that government depleted 50% of our gold reserves. That is also what they don't understand. Every country in the world uses one natural resource or the other to make sure that it becomes the substitute of their legal tender. The financial market is regulated by the
Hello, Isa. Hello, Isa.
Management or as Vita. Cocoa farmers, good news.
Ata, your line is breaking. I'll be glad if you can reposition yourself, because I'm getting a terrible feedback here.
I hope I can respond to the cocoa issue.
Hello.
It is important. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just wrap up for me in 30 seconds. It seems the line is better now.
I'll do it in 30 seconds. Ghana's cocoa sector, we all know that it is a very robust sector that helps in rebuilding our farmer capacity and repositioning cocoa board. However, it is important for Ghanaians to know that by January 2025, cocoa board indebtedness had reached approximately 32.9 billion Ghana cedis, alongside declining production, and it eroded the equity position of our country, making it difficult for government to even spend more money in purchasing what they don't have. Now, if you look at the forward sales the MPP did, and that is why we cannot pay cocoa farmers what we don't have. Let me tell you in 10 seconds. At the start of 2025-2026 season, cocoa board had forward sold approximately 530,000 metric tons of cocoa, representing about 82% of the projected 650,000. So you cannot forward sell 550,000 metric tons, representing 82%. The remaining 18% was the only sales that was exposed to the spot market. So government of Ghana had only 18% to sell in the spot market business. 82% already was sold at $2,661.
Okay.
I asked a question: who pays for the difference on the 530,000 metric tons that is sold for forward sales?
Okay.
That is the dishonesty they are not telling us. For me, it is about levels of cocoa farmers. I know that temporarily nothing will entice them until they get full payment. But the truth of the matter is that from 2025 to 2026,
thank you. We're running out of time. Thank you very much for your time. Ata Isa is the member of parliament for the Saragnu constituency and a member of finance committee of parliament. Earlier, you heard Sami Oku. He's a member of parliament for the Ekuapem North constituency, having a debate on the president's State of the Nation address delivered to parliament earlier today. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages. Good evening, Sami. Sami Oku here in Ghana. The baseless damage control will put MPP in opposition for the next 32 years. He should just allow the John Mahama administration to do what Ghanaians mandated him to do. Please tell Sami Oku that bread and coconut oil has not been increased anywhere. He should check his facts. Again, this is from Na in Adabraka. Aka Paul in our form says, Sami, I think the government statistician put sand in our gari because the figures that he churned out is not the reality on the ground. If he says Ghanaians, 1 million people now have jobs, that is not true. Abi National says, in fact, President Mahama, you do all, keep it up. Kennedy from Kennedy Onipayede says, today's State of the Nation address shows that Ghana's economy is gradually getting better under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Prof from Tema says, a challenge upon Nkrumah to produce policy documents on the free SHS presented to Parliament. I'm surprised he's now the one asking for policies and threatening to go to court. I think, I'm not sure we're treating this particular matter, Prof. Akasori Joseph says, the minority looks so nice in their uniform today. Congratulations for their matriculation ceremony. Daniel from Sandema says, it is disingenuous for the minority and the MPP to think that President John Dramani Mahama is not performing well. Indeed, he is performing. Final one from Jones Adoboy in La says, good evening, Sami. State of the Nation address devoid of rhetorics and confusing jargons. The MPP used to steal our money. The economy indeed has really turned around, and Ghanaians are feeling the good policies of President John Dramani Mahama. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, 29-year-old Charles Kwabena Techi Emisa, who was rejected by 3 separate public hospitals in a hit-and-run accident, laid to rest.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
As the Chief Financial Director of SBA Holdings Limited, payments from clients flow like magic through Stanbic Pay.
From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life. No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
This March, we invite you to dive into a pool of cultural richness and immerse yourself in the beauty of indigenous authenticity as we celebrate the Heritage Month 2026. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long journey across Ghana from 1st to 8th March. Experience the beauty, history, and soul of our land, one destination at a time. Savor the flavors of home at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a grand culinary celebration happening on 28th and 29th March. Come taste the true essence of Ghana. All month long, tune in to the Heritage on Air series on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV as we explore what truly makes us Ghanaian. Feel the rhythm of our music. Journey through our history and stories. Encounter the faces of our nation. Indulge in indigenous Ghanaian food. Heritage Month 2026, where every moment is a story. From 1st to 31st March 2026, only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM.
Can you hear it? The freedom in our songs, the sound of liberty that rings from Kaswa to Karaga, from Tamale to Takoradi. It's in the pestles that pound from coast to coast. It's in the busy offices, the crowded streets, and the noisy schools. It's in the wisdom of our elders and in the laughter of our children. It's in seeing how far we've come and looking at how much we can grow. It's in knowing that still, Ghana go be. Happy 69th Independence Day. MTN.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Go me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. director. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Hey, Yancy, my momo is finished, but I still want to buy some pepper.
Hey, you are still stressing. You haven't heard about Extra Balance from Forms Capital?
Extra Balance? Which one is that?
It's a good way to get a small boost for your momo wallet when the pockets are dry. Extra Balance will give you a little extra money to sort yourself out till your next top-up.
So, even me, I can use it?
Of course! Extra Balance helps everybody. Market women, students, small traders. No wallet left behind. With Extra Balance from Forms Capital, you get a little extra when your wallet runs low. Also, the interest is only charged for the days you actually use the money. It's part of our mission to drive community growth and financial inclusion, because when everybody can move forward, we all win. Sign up for free on the Momo app, navigate to Financial Services, Advances, and select Extra Balance to register. Or dial *170#, select 5, select 3, then select 4 to activate Extra Balance. Live extra with Extra Balance.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses, and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools, and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosuejari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Media partners: Daily Graphic, Media General, Radio Gold, Citi FM, and Channel 1 TV. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. Now, 29-year-old Charles Kwabena Techi Emisa, who was rejected by 3 separate public hospitals in a hit-and-run accident, has been laid to rest today. The ceremony took place at Adenta here in Accra. Let's hear his mother, who paid tribute for the passing of her son.
A son, my only son, surrounded by sisters who loved you from the very beginning. You grew into a man any mother would be proud of. You were quiet, yet strong, steady, dependable. You did not need to speak loudly to be felt. Your presence brought reassurance into our home. You carried yourself with calm strength. And as the only boy among your sisters, you naturally slipped into your father's shoes. You were passionate about your work as an engineer. Whatever you committed yourself to, you gave it your full effort. You believed in excellence and fairness. You believed in responsibility. I could always boast of you because I was very proud of you. The day of the accident is a pain I struggle to put into words. What makes this loss even harder to bear is the painful reality that the very system meant to preserve life failed you. Among your siblings are 2 medical doctors who have dedicated their lives to serving this country, caring for patients daily, and trusting in the healthcare system. Yet, when it mattered most, that same system could not save you. This is a grief layered with heartbreak and unanswered questions. The agony of knowing that despite knowledge, training and faith in the system, my son could not be shielded from suffering. No family should endure such pain. No life should be lost in circumstances that leave loved ones wondering if more could have been done. No mother should be burying her son. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 121 that my help comes from the Lord. Today, I lean on that promise. Even in this sorrow, I hold firmly to my faith. The same God who entrusted you to me has now called you home. Kobina Techi. Kobina Techi. Kobina Techi. I may not understand why your years were cut short, but I'm grateful for the years we were given. Grateful to have called you my son. Grateful for the man you became. You have left me in deep pain and so much sorrow. The house feels so empty without you. Sleep peacefully, my boy, until God reunites us again. Demrifa J. Thank you.
Madam Susanna Sego, mother of 29-year-old Charles Kwabna Techi Emisa, the gentleman who was rejected by 3 separate public hospitals in a hit-and-run accident here in Accra. Meanwhile, President John Dramani Mahama has been speaking on this matter, and he says no health facility should ever reject or turn away patients, stressing that emergency care must be provided regardless of the availability of bed.
The Ministry of Health is expected to issue guidelines to eliminate the unacceptable no-bed syndrome. Patients facing medical emergencies must be received and given help, if even under makeshift conditions. You don't need to have a comfortable bed to save a patient. No patient must be turned away from any health facility they report to. Mr. Speaker, but in the meantime, government will expand capacity by implementing the Rich Hospital Phase 2 project to increase the number of beds at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. We will also continue and complete the Police Hospital project, and also continue and complete the La General Hospital. In the Ashanti region, we will complete the Sewa Regional Hospital, we will complete the Aferi Military Hospital, and we'll complete the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital Maternity and Children's Block. Mr. Speaker, we remain on course to build a stronger, more resilient, and more self-reliant health system for all Ghanaians.
President John Dramani Mahama. For some more stories.
Now, former fetish priestess Patricia Isiedua-Isiama, popularly known as Nana Grada, is expected to be released on March 3, 2026, following the application of Ghana's remission policy. Her lawyer, Richard Asare-Bafo, confirmed the development to Citi News, explaining that the anticipated release is in line with standard prison regulations.
All right, so I think issues concerning Mama Pat has a way of exciting everyone. You see, basically, when a court imposes a jail term, the prison itself has a remission scheme in place. The remission scheme is available to every prisoner. It is not a special dispensation given to anyone. It is available to all prisoners, of which Mama Pat is also part of. Basically, if you qualify for this remission, the jail term is divided into 3. The prisoner gets to spend 2/3 of it, and so to speak, the state also accommodate or take care of the 1/3. In our case, 12 months were handed down to our clients, and that would translate to 8 months. And the jail term was to take effect retrospectively. That is from the 3rd of July when she was sentenced. Meaning, if you were to do your computation 8 months from the 3rd of July, that would take you to 3rd of March, which is why there's been this speculation that she'll be out on the 3rd March, and rightly so. I believe this should suffice. That's the explanation. It is a dispensation in force. It is not any special dispensation given to anyone.
That was Richard Asare-Bafo, legal counsel for former fetish priestess Patricia Isiedua-Isiama, popularly known as Nana Grada.
You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. It's now time for Citi Eyewitness Business News, brought to you by Republic Bank. We are the one for you. Join the Republic Verse. Do more. Shine up. Big up.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Mr. Kojo, 1 minute before you go to work. The AC you said you want to fix, it won't work.
Why?
Because the electrician will come and chisel my wall. It will make my building weak. Wait, is that a puppy? No animals in my house,
Kojo knows all the challenges about renting. That was his reality until he discovered Republic Bank. With Republic Bank's flexible mortgage solutions, you can move from tenant to homeowner quickly. Imagine stepping into your own home, a place for your family to grow and create memories. Big up. Join the Republic Verse. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Melody Fafa Kotufe. Let's settle for the details now. Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited and the Standard Bank of South Africa Limited have successfully arranged a $205 million senior secured term loan and revolving credit facility for Engineers and Planners Company Limited, Ghana's largest indigenous mining contractor. The transaction marks a significant corporate financing milestone that strengthens a leading Ghanaian-owned mining firm and reinforces local participation in the sector. Here's more.
Structured in 2 tranches, that is 110 million and 95 million US dollars, will support ENP's ongoing contract mining operations, particularly its long-term engagement with Goldfields Ghana Limited. EcoBank PLC and Absa Bank Ghana Limited participated as key lending partners, underscoring strong collaboration within the banking sector to mobilize capital at scale. With over 25 years of operational excellence and more than 4,000 employees, ENP has established itself as a critical player in Ghana's mining value chain. The financing strengthens the company's capacity to execute large-scale hard rock mining contracts with Goldfields Ghana, invest in and deepen operational efficiencies on the contract.
You heard Emmanuel Opon with that Business Desk report. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has announced that 70,000 farmer cooperatives have been established since October last year as part of efforts to formalize and strengthen the agricultural sector. Delivering the State of the Nation address earlier today, the President explained that the initiative is designed to help government better identify and organize farmers, improve the distribution of farm inputs, and streamline access to extension services nationwide. He added that the formation of the cooperatives will also enhance monitoring systems and strengthen accountability in agricultural support programs.
As of October 2025, 70,000 community commodity-focused farmers cooperatives had been established nationwide. And they are serving as platforms to access inputs, mechanization services, climate advisories, aggregation, and fair market negotiation. Government is actively linking farmers to agro-industrial investments to stabilize prices, create jobs, and accelerate Ghana's journey towards food security.
You heard President John Dramani Mahama. Now, the Italian government has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening trade and investment ties with Ghana through targeted support for entrepreneurs in agriculture and the digital sector. Deputy Ambassador at the Embassy of Italy, Gabriele Palermo, made this known at an interactive skill acquisition session for businesses and entrepreneurs in Africa's agro-food value chain under a structured program dubbed Lab Innova for Africa. Here's more.
The program, led by the Italian trade agency ITA, convened selected agribusiness owners for intensive training on export readiness, value addition, and compliance with EU food safety standards. Deputy Ambassador Gabriel Palermo said the initiative aims to equip Ghanaian businesses with the technical and managerial capacity to access EU markets and scale exports.
Ghanaian entrepreneurs have better access to international markets and the Italian market, so they'll be able to, export maybe more of their product. And also, we are also very keen on, providing tools and resources for the adding of value here in Ghana.
ITA expert Enrico Turoni highlighted areas of focus.
I stressed a lot to produce what the market wants, and not only to produce for export, because maybe you can have very good opportunity as well in your country. I mean, to produce and sell in Ghana, to produce and sell in the regional market. For example, I did an example of strawberries. Maybe you can find strawberries you can cultivate here in Ghana, because now you have varieties that could be grown in a tropical area, and then maybe you can grow strawberry here and sell in the local market, getting a good amount of money.
The Italian trade agency expressed satisfaction with participation and indicated plans for further engagements.
The outcomes, we are very satisfied. We had the participation of more than 50 Ghanaian companies. There will be even more, but we had to make a selection among more than 1,000 applications. So we hope in the following years to expand the number of participants.
A participant and founder of the Agribusiness Foundation, Alberta Nanai-Chakosa, described the program as impactful and timely.
Trade is bilateral, and so bringing us here is more of getting us to understand what it takes to do business in Italy, and to, basically inside to do business with Italy, to relate to Italians. And I think it's very good, because sometimes you don't even know where you are going to. You go to the community, or you go to the country, you just start interacting, and sometimes it doesn't go well. You don't even know what they are looking. So this is more of a pre-session to getting us to appreciate the business cycle.
Natalie Neti Ajao filed that report. Now, government has outlined plans to reposition Gayhawk Distilleries Company Limited through a comprehensive financial and operational restructuring program aimed at aligning the company with a 24-hour economy policy. The intervention is expected to strengthen the company's balance sheet, enhance operational capacity, and restore its competitiveness within Ghana's beverage manufacturing sector. There is more in the following report by Daniel Sakite.
The Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosue-Jare, disclosed this while commissioning new vehicle fleets to support GIHOC Distillery's operations. She noted that addressing the company's structural liabilities and improving operational efficiencies are critical to repositioning it for growth and competitiveness.
My ministry recognizes that asset injection alone is insufficient to drive a sustainable turnaround. Accordingly, government will work in collaboration with the board and management of GIHOC to address the company's structural financial liabilities, review its operating model for long-term viability, and explore opportunities to expand its production capacity under the 24-hour economy. GIHOC must return to profitability.
Chief Executive Officer of GIHOC Distilleries on his part indicated that the company is back on a growth trajectory.
The outdooring of these operational vehicles is a direct result of that strategic reset, and the early signs are promising. In 2025, we significantly increased production output, delivering over 50% additional cartons as compared to the previous year, and we hope to do more in 2026. This is not accidental. It is evidence that the turnaround has begun.
Board Chairman Henry Anobuachi Yadon, also speaking at the event, highlighted the board's readiness to position GIHOC Distilleries as a viable institution.
The board is committed to fostering a culture where investment is tied to productivity, assets are tied to efficient utilization, strategy is tied to measurable results. These fleets must therefore translate into expanded national reach, increased market responsiveness.
Daniel Sakiti with that report. Now, in other news, the mayor of Accra, Michael Okpakpo-Alute, has assured traders at Makola No. 2 markets that government will intervene to address their concerns over steep rent demands. The intervention follows a shutdown by traders who closed their shops in protest against what they describe as exploitative rent increments and additional charges. Addressing the aggrieved traders during a visit to the market, the mayor said he does not believe many of the women can afford such amounts and pledged to ensure their concerns are addressed and any irregularities rectified.
From, I think, some of them say 50,000, some of them say 100,000, 200,000. And I don't think these women had 200,000 to pay. So they call on government for government to help them. So I'm here on behalf of government to make sure to solve their problem and rectify whatever is happening here.
You are the mayor of Accra, Michael Okpakpo-Alute. Well, that's it for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by Republic Bank. We are the one for you. Join the Republic verse, do more, shine more, big up. I am Melody Fafa. But if we're up next, it's Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Ramadan Kareem, a season of peace, blessings, and giving. Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing blessings into your home with special value deals on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO. NASCO TVs from just $699, bottom fridge freezer from $1999, chest freezer from $1999, Samsung 6 kg twin tab washing machine for 2,999 Ghana cedis, Samsung microwaves from 1,799 Ghana cedis, TCL 43 inches for 2,999 Ghana cedis, TCL water dispenser for 1,599 Ghana cedis, TCL front load inverter for 5,999 Ghana cedis, Media air cooler for 1,499 Ghana cedis, air fryer, juicer, stand mixer, and blender at all special Ramadan prices. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealers nationwide. Call us on 0503-159739 and on our website at www.electrolandgh.com. Electroland Ghana, bringing Ramadan value home.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Ah, go me. I want time when you can't park where I don't hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protection protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish Magobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand the Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The gogo.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crown. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank.
Oh, okay.
And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider.
Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If you believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I dey your side, Fidelity.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, and this is Point Blank. On Point Blank tonight, we'll go to the Ayawaso East constituency because on Tuesday, the people there will elect a new member of parliament. It comes on the back of the demise of the sitting member of parliament for the area, Mahama Toure. The MPP and the NDC have intensified their campaign in that constituency. The MPP is hoping to win the seat for the first time. The NDC, on the other hand, is hoping to continue with this tradition. A seat they may consider as a safe one. Today we gauge the mood in the constituency ahead of Tuesday's by-election and how campaigning for the two political parties have been so far. Let's start with the NDC because it's a seat that is safe for the political party. Anthony Nukbenu is the Greater Accra Regional Organizer of the NDC and has been in the constituency campaigning to ensure that the NDC's Baba Jamal is elected as a Member of Parliament for the Ayawaso East constituency. Tony, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. How's campaigning been so far?
Good evening, Samin, and thank you for having me on your show this evening on Point Blank. Campaigning has been very fantastic. I think today we are 10 days in this constituency, and so far it's been excellent. It's been fantastic. It's been good to engage the people within the perimeters of East Ayawaso for the past 10 days. We visited all the 11 wards, and many of the bases in Ayawaso East to engage the people, to sensitize them, and to let them understand why they need to come out in their numbers to elect a candidate or elect a member of parliament to represent the late member of parliament. And there's no other person than Honorable Baba Jama, who has been a fantastic pillar of this party from the grassroots to Deputy General Secretary, Deputy Minister, Member of Parliament, an ambassador. And today, he wants to represent once again the good people of East Ayawaso. And the message has gone down well. Both men, women, youth, children. It's it's encouraging, and we believe that come Tuesday, we'll announce the seat overwhelmingly. I speak to you right now from one of the wards. It's called Ruga. That's within the Kanda area where the new finance ministry has been opened. And that's where we are currently with the national chairman, breaking fast with the people in that area. And you need to have your eyes here to see how the enthusiasm is. So if you ask me how far, I think we are really, really on course, and we shall make a big statement on Tuesday come the by-election.
Talking about your national chairman, I know he's been in the constituency. Some few days ago, we saw a viral video where he was addressing constituents, asking them that indeed they should vote for Baba Jamal. On the other hand, he's also appealing to an independent parliamentary candidate by name Umar Sanda, not our own Umar Sanda here, but then the independent candidate in that Umar Sanda, who is also, putting his chest out to be elected as a member of parliament. We know very well that he's a member of the NDC, and so for the national chairman to go to the constituency and ask him, one, to withdraw, and for constituent not to vote for him, he may be opposed to a threat to the NDC in this election. Is that the case?
Well, in every home, if one of your children want to become a prodigal son, an errand boy in a place that he or she will not be welcome, as a father, when you send your children or your uncle, your brothers to go and appeal to him, to go and talk to him that, look, don't lose your fortune, don't lose your heritage, and that child is still being arrogant, the father will once again come and try to make amends and try to talk to that child. And after that, if that child still continues to be the way he or she wants to be, then the tie is cut. So I think that was what the national chairman did, because Umar Sanda was a member of the party. He has held positions from branch, ward, to become a constituency organizer before. He has been one of the long-standing assembly members, courtesy NDC, and if Umar Sanda wants to be a member of parliament, the NDC expects Umar Sanda to be a person who will avail himself for primaries on the party ticket. But when you fail to do that and just take yourself up to be an independent candidate, no father would like to lose such a child, no matter what the circumstance. So you try to make amends with him. But when the child becomes arrogant on that course, you cut him off for good. When he goes and loses all his heritage, then he will know that in life you need to be patient, in life you need to be humble, in life you need to be cautious on the steps you take. So that's what the national chairman came to do the last time he entered the constituency. Umar Sanda is not a threat. All we're trying to do is to make sure we talk to our brother that, look, don't be ambitious in life. You must have ambition, but don't be ambitious. So now that he has taken that route, I think he has shot himself in the foot. He has lost his heritage. And come Tuesday, I don't see him making even 2% of the voter turnout.
So what? So what? You are writing him off completely?
Oh yeah. So for now, we have communicated clearly and dismissed him from the party. He is no more a member of the party. And any NDC executive within the constituency that is found working with him, you also go with him as well.
But politics is about numbers, and if you have someone,
there are negligible numbers. It's not every number you accommodate. Arrogant numbers will just create problem for you. Yeah, so it's just about numbers, but you need numbers that will be resolute, numbers that will resonate with your vision, not numbers that will become irritant in your circles.
The NDC has held this seat since its creation in 1992. Is the expectation that your party will be able to maintain the seat? But then, from your strong room, have you pegged any percentage you feel you can win Tuesday's election with?
One, we should understand that by elections are elections that we don't get the turnout. Well, what comes when it is general election? So we are not pegging ourselves in any higher percentage, but we know very well that come Tuesday, we will do not less than 75% of the voter turnout. We do not less than 75% of the voter turnout.
The same way the turnout in by-elections are low. That's why a lot of people are worried about the presence of Umar Sanda, because if the turnout is low, he may likely split the votes of the NDC, which many analysts say if care is not taken.
Not make 2%. Mark it, Sammy. He will not make 2%. Yeah, there will be people who will be heralding him now, encouraging him, but on Tuesday they will feel him big time, and he will see his smoothness level. Yeah, I get him.
What about the MPP candidate, Yusuf Ali Baba, a constituency secretary who has been there for 3 consecutive terms? You don't find him as a threat for the NDC?
But if a whole constituency secretary is contesting an election, and the entire party from the grassroots to the constituency to the region is missing in action, it cannot be found, meaning that person has been rejected ab initio. He has been rejected.
But we saw videos of the general secretary and the national organizer in the constituency campaigning for their candidate. So if you say they are missing in action,
they just came to show themselves. They just came to show themselves for the camera and put on social media. That's all. They didn't come to do anything.
How you so sure they didn't come do anything? They've been in the constituency also campaigning.
I've been in this constituency for the past 10 days, and their coming was nothing to talk home about. They just came to sit in one corner, got their bloggers to come and video them and to show their designer shirts and their colored faces and put on social media. When you saw them, do you see them really doing something tangible as work, engaging seriously, talking to chiefs, talking to women, talking to youth group? Did you see them doing anything? So such personalities today who are leading a political party like MPP, sorry to say that they are not serious. They are not serious. They came to just bring their bloggers, their cameramen to just make video clips and put on social media. They came really to do nothing. And I think the guy himself was sorry to say his general secretary, national organizer have come around and they couldn't make any impact in his life. So for me, I don't think we need to place any premium on them.
I've just received a text message from a listener who says that why is the NDC bent on winning the seat? Why don't you just leave it for the MPP, because you have overwhelming majority in parliament? So why do you want to add this one to it?
Why wouldn't we be bent on winning our seat, having lost our affable member of parliament? Why would you give it to a group of people who are not serious as political party?
Anthony, what do you mean by a group of political party who are not serious?
What group of people in parliament today who are not serious? Sammy, you are an astute journalist.
They are not serious as in, are they not doing their job as a minority group?
Were you not really shocked and ashamed of the response of the minority leader today at Sona? The minority leader, after hearing a president speak, given opportunity to make a statement, and was shouting at nothing as if he was being chased by children. Please, is that a leader of a political party that is serious in parliament? Why would they need somebody among them again? If the group there sitting there cannot be serious for once, then what are we talking about? So for me, those making those calls, why should we leave a sensitive place like Nima and also East to MPP to come and do what? What are they doing? The numbers they have there, who is embarrassing them? Are they not embarrass themselves? For them to be telling us that we should leave that seat for them to go and do what? To continue the way they are continuing in parliament? No. We've been in opposition before.
Okay.
And they will not behave like this. At least for one, they should be innovative.
Tony, thank you.
MPP group should be innovative in parliament.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
We are really on course and we will win the seat massively.
Okay, Anthony, I wish you all the best. Anthony Nikponu is a Greater Accra Regional Organizer of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. Let's go to the other line and speak to Divine Agohotu. He's the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the MPP, the New Patriotic Party. Chairman Divine, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. You've been in the constituency campaigning for a number of days. I'm afraid I do not have Chairman Divine Ago on the telephone line. We'll try and raise him on the phone again and speak to him about the chances of the New Patriotic Party, the MPP, in the Ayawaso East constituency. On Tuesday, the people of Nima and Kanda will go to the polls to elect a new member of parliament. It comes on the back of the demise of the sitting member of parliament for the area, Muhammad Toure, where it has necessitated this by-election in the constituency. The first by-election in the year 2026. The NDC and the MPP are the two major political parties pushing to have their representative or their candidates represent them in parliament. I'm told the Greater Accra Regional Chairman is back on the line. Let's try and see if we can get a better connection to him. Chairman Divine, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. You've been in the constituency campaign.
Thank you, Tommy.
How is the campaigning going and how is the feedback?
All right. So good evening to your cherished listeners. As you may have seen, our campaign has been on the quiet. I listened to my brother on the other side, Nupenu, talking about the MPP not being serious as a political party, especially in these particular by-elections. Our arrangement is to do exactly what we are doing. The strategy is to operate on the quiet for a very good reason. And as far as we are concerned, exactly what we want to do is what we are doing. NDC thinking that they would win these elections and it's a foregone conclusion for them. Well, it wouldn't be news if at the end of the day the NDC wins, but we are very confident that what we are doing will produce the kind of results that we are looking for. The issue of our national officers not being seen. Well, because we are not, running a camera show where we have cameras following us, you wouldn't see what we are doing. But I think that the essence of everything that we are doing on the ground now is the result that we will see on Tuesday. So if you ask me, I will say that so far, what we are doing, we are quite hopeful give us the result that we are looking for.
Have you your chances of winning this election, because it's a seat the NDC described as a safe seat for them? What are your chances going into this election?
All right. Ordinarily, everyone would have thought that it's an NDC seat. That's the constituency they've been winning, from the very beginning of his enterprise. But the difference this time is that they have, as you know, an independent candidate breaking away from, their stock. And that guy is quite, a very strong contender in this race. You were talking to Nupenu earlier, who kind of wrote him off, saying that he's not even sure he will make up to 2%. If that were to be the case, then you ask, why is the national chairman himself involved in trying to kind of get him back after they've written a letter, dismissing him, sacking him from the party? So that kind of opens some crack within their ranks, and we would be hoping that at the end of the day we would, punish them for that decision to sack the gentleman. So far, I'm confident that by the grace of God, we'll end up pulling a surprise on Tuesday.
Chairman, I'll say a big thank you for your time.
Grateful, my brother.
Thank you very much for your time. Chairman Divine Ago, who is the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, telling us about the chances of the NPP in the Ayawaso East constituency. As you are aware, on Tuesday, the people of Nima and Mamobi will go to the polls to elect a new member of parliament for the Ayawaso East constituency. Trust Citi FM, Channel 1 Television and CitiNewsroom.com to bring you up to speed on that election on Tuesday. And that's how we end today's edition of Eyewitness News. That came to you live from our studios here in Accra. I am Sami Wiafe. Earlier you heard Fafa Melody. Show produced by Beverly London, Kwabena Wilson, and Fred Tete Jabano, with technical assistance from Emmanuel Latte. So we'll come your way again on Monday. May the good Lord be with us all.